If you like proper football chat,
the amount of defending he does for me, it's crazy. Like, he never leaves me 1v1.
with somebody you've probably got totally the wrong impression of.
People think that I don't love it, or obviously I don't watch it, but I probably could tell you most things about every winger that I'm going to play against.
You're going to love this one.
I think just trying to find any way where you can win.
Oh, and he's got dogs in it too.
Don't let her hump, she's on heat. She'll get pregnant.
That is unbelievable, you know.
He'll be a funny little dog.
He ain't reaching that. He is not reaching her. No chance.
Calm down. Hey. Calm down. Calm down.
Stay. Hello, mate. Stay there. Stay. Yours are so much better behaved than mine. You okay? Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Nice
very good.
to see you, mate. Right, dog's names?
Jesse, Sky.
Jesse, Sky, meet Ned. Ned's a puppy. And he's very excitable, all right?
Very, very excited.
Very, very excitable. We've got doggy cam on as well, which is not helping things either. Right, come on, mate. Let's go for a little walk. Let's go.
Should we let him off, or?
Okay, go on then. Right, we're going to get straight into this, yeah? Do you honestly hate football?
No, of course not. I think it was obviously a massive thing, wasn't it? I think there was a few things that I said that probably portrayed that. Obviously, I don't watch it.
Do you not watch any football?
No. Honestly, I don't think it's for me, it's not like a big deal. That's probably why I said it at the time. Obviously, training, the amount of videos and stuff you have to do every day is so extreme. So I think when I come home, I just want to forget about it. Yeah.
Is that why you've got 2 dogs?
Yeah, probably. They're literally my life. So yeah, there's no football on. Don't talk about it when I come home. Mum and Dad don't speak to me about it. It's just like it's not my job, basically. Obviously, people think that I don't love it, or obviously I don't watch it, but I probably could tell you most things about every winger that I'm going to play against, or the attributes that I'm going to have to be able to come up against it on the weekend. So for me, I think obviously playing right back, there's so many good left wingers. Like every game, they're probably the best player. Do you know what I mean? If you look at every team, they're 1 or 2, like the best.
I've never thought about that, you know. You are literally playing against pretty much the best player every single game, aren't you?
Yeah, I think that's why it's so difficult to play there, obviously, in the Premier League.
Is it fair to say then that season when you first signed for Arsenal, it was a little bit of a baptism of fire because they didn't get off to a great start, and I remember it was that one game against Norwich. It was almost kind of make or break. If Arsenal would have lost, I think Mikel might have been on thin ice. However, you played the game 5-0, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then that was it. Just never looked back again, did you?
Obviously a shaky start. I didn't do too well in my first game. Obviously against Brentford, such a hard team to play against. And
I think it was the first game, so it was a Friday night game, wasn't it? Telly.
Yeah, we had loads of injuries, COVID.
Yeah.
I then got COVID for the Chelsea and Man City game, which probably helped me a little bit, I think.
Yeah, not my fault.
Yeah, I got it. So missed them, and then after that it was flying, really.
Yeah. So been there 4 years now. Got a very solid spine of the team now, haven't you? Very settled. How does that help things? Obviously playing alongside the likes of William Saliba and Gabriel as well.
Been unbelievable. I'm not sure I've seen 2 better together.
Yeah.
Saliba's absolutely incredible. Nothing that I could say, like, it's a weakness or something that he probably needs to work on. I know everyone needs to work on something, but the way he's playing, he's still so young.
Yeah. And he's in control. He's in control of everything that he's doing, isn't he?
It's so weird because in training, you obviously see glimpses of how good he is, but in a game it's completely different level. He shows, he can just cruise training. No one goes past him. Or it's literally no one even tries because they just know. There's no point. No.
Don't go knocking at that door. No one's answering.
Yeah. And then Gabby, I think Saliba's taken a lot of the light, but he's been unbelievable, and obviously the threat that he has when he's in the box is scary. Like every time you get a corner, like you kind of know you're going to score.
Yeah, you're half expecting,
yeah,
aren't
yeah.
you? You're half expecting something to happen.
If the ball's in like a all right area, it's a goal for sure. Which is amazing.
And then step it into midfield a little bit. You've got carrying on with that spine, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard.
Obviously, Dex, just like the consistency that he shows every week. He's always there. He's so fit. He's always available, and obviously that's a massive advantage for us because he's there every game.
Just always there. And I think I was looking at some of your stats before we came here today, and in the past 4 seasons in the Premier League, do you know how many games you've missed?
Yeah, it can't be a lot.
9.
Yeah.
9 games missed. How do you manage that? How do you look after yourself so well?
I really don't know. I think if you were to ask anyone at the club, like who's the most professional, it wouldn't be me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you say that?
Well, I wouldn't go in the ice bath. I don't stretch.
Yeah.
I don't do none of that. And I think it is just because I just don't get injured.
Just don't get injured. Just don't pull muscles or.
No, yeah. And I think it's probably the fact that I'm not super quick. I'm not that powerful, so I can just kind of plod along. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I think you're doing yourself a bit of a disservice there.
I think if you look at wingers that are so fast, they're obviously using so much force. So obviously bigger chance of them getting injured. But yeah, I think I can play for a lot. I think.
To be fair, most of the players in that Arsenal team seem to do the same sort of thing, though. That's why you do so well, is because you have the consistency, you have that solid spine of the team that you know you can rely on week in, week out.
Yeah, I think obviously we didn't have as many players either, so the players that were playing had to play.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really an option for us to just like stay on the bench for a bit and rest up because we don't have that option.
You've got to be playing, you've got to be performing.
And especially now. You see, if you don't play for a week, then someone's going to come and take your spot, and do well, and you might not get in the team. So it's good for everyone to be competing together and raising the level.
And then talking about the goalkeeper, obviously Aaron Ramsdale there last season, fantastic. I love Aaron. But David Raya comes in, and there's a lot of questions raised about it. But in fairness to the whole situation, in fairness to Mikel Arteta and to David Raya. He's come in and he's absolutely smashed it, hasn't he?
Yeah, you could see the level like straight away.
Yeah.
Like in training, just his aura, like you know that you're safe. I don't know if that's the thing, but like technique, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Obviously, the saves that he's been making recently, that's like every day in training.
Yeah.
And he's been so consistent with the pressure he's had. I think he's done.
He's got a lovely little side volley as well, hasn't he?
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Side schwanger.
Technique is top.
I actually texted Aaron Ramsdale this morning because obviously said I'm on my way down to a nice little Fozzy meets with Ben White. What's he like, by the way? That's what I texted him. And he came back with no hope whatsoever. His reply was, yeah, he loves them dogs and he's a good lad. I was like, brilliant.
I've known him for like 6 years. I think he should have said a little bit more than that.
Oh no, just a little bit of love.
Yeah,
also, fantastic. Oh, what a boy, great lad he is, honestly.
Yeah,
down to earth.
Must be busy, yeah. Yeah, what a guy.
Big Aaron. Okay, describe Ben White as a person then, because we don't really get to see too much of you, do we? You keep yourself to yourself, you don't do too much on social media.
No, yeah. I like it that way. I think there's so much noise about everything that we do in like our industry. I find it all a lot, and I probably ended it today because probably because of you.
Oh,
I've seen your interviews and stuff like that. But I think obviously we give so much media, so much getting dragged around everywhere. It's nice to keep stuff for yourself. I think people take everything that you have, and if you don't keep some bits to yourself, then you have nothing. So I think I've always been that way, and probably want to continue to be like that, and just a normal guy. And I don't do mad things when I go home, but just the normal day-to-day stuff is something that I like to keep to myself.
Do you think that's from your upbringing? Because you're not kind of from a typically football family, are you?
No, yeah.
Like I said earlier about your parents don't really watch football. We don't watch football in the house. Is that do you think a symptom of that?
Yeah, I think so. It was never like when I come home from school, I was always just getting ready to go to football, or I'll be playing cricket. I'll be doing all sorts of things. So I was never really home and doing nothing. But yeah, I think it's helped me when I do come home from football now. I completely de-stress and I don't think about it.
Yeah.
So when I go in the next day, I'm 100% focused to
I
go for it again.
That bit there is so important, right? Is you wouldn't identify as a footballer, I can tell that.
No.
And I think that's the most important thing. So when you have a bad game on a Saturday, which will happen, you could have the best game on a Saturday, which will happen. You don't come home and you don't bring that baggage with you. It's left at the door, it's left at the stadium. It's, right, let's go home and see the family now.
This is like something that I struggled with when I was young. I'd make a mistake and I'd make another one and I'd continue down that path.
Yeah.
Being able to play unbelievable and not feel any differently if you've played really bad. Because obviously I know when I've not done so well, and obviously it's annoying and it can affect you.
But it happens.
Yeah, of course. I think that's why I've tried to stay level, like as I've got older. And I think bringing that to the team is something that I can like really show, because we've got some obviously unbelievable players, and most of the time they play unreal. So when they don't, it's probably
but that can be just as bad though. So you're so used to playing well that when something bad does happen, it can really shock people.
It can spiral. Yeah. B, for example, like the things that he's gone through and the things that he's done. Like he's got such a character.
Yeah.
And like you only see it when he's done. Like he obviously missed a penalty. You then see him as like a completely different person because the way he dealt with that, and like he can deal with the worst things like possible. So when it comes to a game and something's not going his way, like you know he's gonna bounce back, and I think that's why he's unbelievable. Isn't it?
I love that, mate. I love that. A great way of looking at it. Okay, so we're out dog walking. You said earlier you love a bit of this. How important is this to just get away from it all, clear your air, a bit of fresh air?
It's something I do every day for hour plus. Just a bit of me time. I normally do it straight after training, so it's done, and yeah, I just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just a bit of time to myself.
Peace and quiet.
Yeah. See, coming back from training, it's all hectic and have to concentrate so much. It's nice to get some fresh air and just be with my dogs, you know.
It's nice, isn't it? It's nice, mate. And what other hobbies have you got?
Well, me and my mate started a fashion brand. We've done that for about a year now. Something that we're just like keeping small at the moment, and yeah, I think we started it off because of like how expensive stuff is.
It's
like,
a joke, isn't it? I'm glad you said that, mate.
Just like tracksuit, trying to get a tracksuit, it's like £200.
Easy.
Right now.
Yeah.
We were literally speaking about it before. Because we've looked at all the stuff, it costs like £6
to actually make it.
Yeah. It's something that we wanted to make like affordable and just something nice for people to be able to have, and not like make loads of money off it. It's just something that we were interested in fashion and wanted to like share a bit of it. Obviously after football, don't really know what I'm going to do yet. I was actually thinking of being a dog walker.
Genuinely?
Yeah. So,
going around people's houses, picking up 3 or 4 dogs. And
thinking of getting like a little van, doing something like that. Yeah, I don't need too much. Quite simple.
It's a good way to be that, mate.
Yeah. I don't want to be a pundit or...
None of the media, none of the coaching?
No, none.
Right, let's take you back then. You're at Southampton Academy, but you get released at 16 years old. What's that like at that moment in time for you? Because it's your whole world, isn't it?
Not that I didn't believe that I'd be a footballer, or I just always got told that it was 1 in a million. Do you know?
Yeah.
Never thought it would be me. Especially like how I was probably doing at that point in my career. I wasn't doing great. I'm gonna lie. I was too tall. I was gangly. Couldn't run. It was only until I got to probably like 18 where I started to like pick up a bit and grow into my body. And
Well, just connected, the dots connected, and it made sense.
yeah, and also I was playing, like now I'm playing right back, but before I was playing right back. And then when I went to Brighton, I started as centre back.
Yeah.
That's the first time I played centre back. So that was kind of where my just confidence really.
Can you remember one moment or one time where you actually started to have a bit of like self-belief and thought, yeah, man, I think I can do this?
I think it was probably straight away going to Brighton, like straight into the 18s.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd never seen that Southampton. I was dropping down in age group.
Yeah.
To go and then be expected to be at a level for under 18s kind of pushed me on, rather than I kind of had to get to that level.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And you went out on loan, well, you wanted to go out on loan, so
Yeah.
obviously Newport County, season there, smashed it, player of the year, second half of the season at Peterborough.
Yeah.
But then it was the big loan, the Leeds loan, Marcelo Bielsa. Is that for you where your career really started?
Yeah. I think that's where everyone started to know my name, or people like got more interested. But I think at Newport that was probably the best season I've had. Like to be known as a proper footballer, playing in League Two.
Yeah. How different is it playing League Two to playing?
Crazy.
Like if you look at modern day and what you're doing now to playing back then.
I think there's aspects of it that come into the Premier League, and I try and bring some of that because there's not many people that play in League Two and in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So with the really good players that you're playing against, they're so good, and sometimes you can get a bit of leverage off like just being aggressive or
Do you think
just
that's kind of like the modern day? I feel like that's probably why you do so well in that position, because there aren't so many aggressive players nowadays, are there?
I think just trying to find any way where you can win, and I'll do that. Do you know what I mean? I'll, like, if I'm going to hurt someone, or I don't want to hurt anyone, but they're so good these days. You have to do everything you can to
do what you got to do.
Yeah. I know I'm not like the best 1v1 defender or the quickest, the strongest. But just finding a way to win, basically. I think it's probably the best thing that I've been able to learn is like adapt in any situation you're put in, really.
Can you remember that season at Leeds where it all started going right? Is it just part of being a team that are winning? Is it being under a proper manager that believes in you?
Yeah, I think the amount of work I've never done as much.
In training?
Yeah, it was like 4 hours every day. Yeah, double sessions, sleep at the training ground. He was, on it. And if you weren't, then you'd be on the bike until it was off.
Sounds like a dream for me, this does, mate. It sounds like a dream.
It was obviously winning like every game, and it was such a good year. And obviously it was COVID, wasn't it? And that kind of helped us, because I think probably getting a little bit tired during the end of the season, and obviously we finished it off.
And that little break in between just helped you see it through.
Yeah. To be fair, it wasn't really much of a break, because we were doing like the runs that we had to do were honestly horrendous.
We did a podcast actually a couple of weeks ago with Stuart Dallas, and he was talking about Marcelo Bielsa, and he just loves him. He absolutely loves him. He says even to this day I could give him a ring. He says I know I could give him a ring right now, and he would answer the phone. Was he? How was he with you?
So when I first went to Leeds, got in there, sorted it all out. It's done over the summer. Got in there, 2 days in, I was in the first team change room. The first team weren't in yet. For some reason, I don't know, they had a day off or something. I go in there, someone comes in and tells me, "No, you're in the 23 change room."
What? You've gone on loan to play in the first team?
Yeah. Picks me out of the first team change room, puts me in the 23s. I stay there for 5-6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So I'm ringing my agent saying, like, what's going on? But I knew that I was going to start the first game, because I already got a red card the season before. So I knew if I just stayed there, I'll play the first game and then I'll be in.
Hopefully smash it, and then that's it.
So the day before the first game of the season. Why has he done
that though? Why has he put you in the 23s?
I don't know.
Because that's got to get in your head a bit as well, hasn't it?
Honestly, I think he was so good at that. My first training session, I had he didn't speak any English, so someone would interpret it. And he said to me that I was too slow, I wasn't agile enough, and somehow I wasn't mentally quick enough, and just walked off.
Oh, cheers.
So,
Cheers, Marcelo.
didn't speak to me like again for probably months. Like I could probably count how many times he spoke to me.
Yeah.
But like when he would say something to you, you do it. Do you know what I mean?
Are you taking that in as fuel to go, right, okay, I'm going to work on everything he's just told me?
Yeah, I think it's quite a big thing to say, isn't it? Like, you're too slow, I can't work on that like that quickly, do you know what I mean? But I think it was just for him to say to me, like, you're not like at the highest level, like you've got so much to improve on. And obviously I did, and it was my first training session. Like I hadn't trained like all summer, and I probably was
Just
too slow. Yeah. But that's the thing that I had in my mind. I was playing that first game, so like I knew, just wait it out, and then I'll be okay.
Hopefully change his opinion.
Yeah.
And you did change his opinion because you went on, played, I think, every game that season.
Yeah, every minute, yeah.
I think you got the Leeds Evening Post Player of the Year. And then you're back to Brighton.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, big bid from Arsenal. Deal goes through. What do you remember of that time? Was that a bit of a whirlwind for you?
I think I was at the Euros at the time. Obviously spoke to Arteta and saying what he wanted, and that he wanted me, and it was a bit surreal really, because obviously I was at Brighton for so long but never played, and then I come back for the year and then off again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I was somewhere for like 4 years different every year.
Yeah.
So it's the first time where I could like actually settle. Do you know what I mean?
Ben White as a player then. Describe yourself.
Available.
Yeah.
I think that's probably my biggest.
I think that's overlooked, you know.
Oh, massively.
I think that's overlooked in football in general, is the players that are going to be there for 95% plus of the games every season.
Especially now, like the amount of games, it's crazy. So yeah, availability, always there. I'm always training. When people get injured, I'm there to step up or be able to step in when people can't. And I think maybe adapting to stuff that happens. The way I've learned through the ranks of the leagues has probably helped me massively.
You mentioned always available, always training. Mikel Arteta is quoted as saying he trains every day like he's playing the Champions League final.
Yeah, I think he's being proper nice there, to be fair.
It's nice still,
it's nice,
isn't it?
Yeah. You can't really not.
Yeah.
When you're in that environment, I've got Martinelli running at me every single day. B, Leo, like you look stupid if you're not. Yeah, he gives you that standards to reach, and everyone's at that level, so it kind of comes with it, and it's something you have to do. Otherwise, you won't be playing.
And what do you make of the increase in games? You said a minute ago there, the amount of games and the volume of it at the minute.
We're obviously all capable of doing it, and there's obviously risks to being tired and injury and stuff like that. But for me, I'm okay with it because I'm normally okay with fitness, and yes, it's more chances to win, and it's what we want to do.
And how much has a right back changed then, positionally? Because I remember back in the day when I was playing, it was like a right back was a defender.
Yeah.
They ain't defenders anymore, are they?
No. I think if you look at our team, we've changed like the back four, where they play, how they play. Like I've stepped into midfield like a few games. Got the left back coming inside playing as a number 8.
Yeah.
And then the last game, I remember seeing both our fullbacks on the edge of the box, like passing to each other. I was thinking, what is going on?
Is this all like pre-coached, pre-taught? So everybody knows that if that left winger is in there or that right winger is in there, then somebody else slots in and fills in for them.
Yeah. There's so many details that you'd know it was just going on from what positions people were in. And then you have to obviously adapt to who's on the ball. If I'm on the ball in the pocket, then maybe get ready to throw the ball. But if it's when it's mine or B, you're flying really.
Yeah, you can take a bit more risks with it.
Yeah, and then the amount of defending he does for me, it's crazy. Like he never leaves me 1v1, which obviously massive help for me when I'm up against Rashford. And
is that the biggest? Would you say that's the biggest change from what football used to be? Is the work rate now, as the intensity getting back to defend, and then when you do win the ball back, it's getting forward as well.
Yeah. You can only sprint so many times. Do you know what I mean? And they're coming back and defending, and then they're 1v1 with someone the whole pitch, which is crazy because you see their stats after the game and they're
top
mad. Yeah, like you wouldn't be able to do it. Like I wouldn't be able to. They're incredible. Like the speed of them, how much they can do it. Yeah, I'm so glad that I'm with them. Yeah.
Oh, calm it down, you. Hey, we're fine. What is the best thing that can happen to you on a football pitch? Is it making a last-ditch tackle? Is it scoring a goal, setting up a worldie, getting back and defending, getting up the pitch? What is it that floats your boat?
I'll probably say a big tackle.
Yeah?
Like the first 15 minutes of the game.
Setting your stall out.
Yeah. Like the first tackle you do on someone to let them know that like that's all game, you're going to get that. I think that's probably like one of my biggest things to do. Like the old-fashioned, like let them know you're there.
That's the bit that's missing. That's the bit that's missing nowadays from football. Is you don't see too many players wanting to do that and willing to do that, do you?
Yeah, I think it's because of the way it's changed. You can't do big tackles anymore. You can't like fly into a tackle. When you do get them there,
early doors, 15 minutes in, bosh.
Yeah,
a bosh.
I don't want no refs to be looking at what I'm doing, but yeah.
And new Champions League format this year. What do you make of it all?
Obviously, the draw was exciting. Seeing more teams that you know you're going to be playing against, and I think it's good, more exciting. Get to see bigger games quicker, so and it's good for the viewers. So
I think that's the bit for me is. Like most people, you're kind of stuck in tradition and that's the way that it goes. And then all of a sudden they do this new format and I'm seeing big games every Wednesday. There's always a big game every Tuesday or every Wednesday. I think that's the bit.
It's when before you'd see a massive game and you'd be waiting for it.
Yeah.
And I think now like it's the next day, there's another one.
You know there's one coming.
Game,
When you're lining up and that Champions League music comes on, does it like give you a little buzz? That must give you some sort of like goosebumps or something.
Yeah, the first time was crazy. So obviously I've seen the Champions League on TV. I've never watched a game. And it's just literally that music just brought you like back to.
I'm here.
Yeah, butterflies were crazy, and it's obviously such a big song, and to step out and play is scary, but good.
And just imagine, right? Arsenal smash it this season, which we all know they're going to do.
Yeah.
Champions League final. What's your dream final opponent?
Because I want to win it, probably someone that's not great.
Ludicrous or someone like
Yeah, half time, 4-0 up, or something like that. Be nice, wouldn't it? Just play the rest of the game knowing that you're going to win. Yeah.
Do you know what? That's the most honest answer you'll get, because every other footballer will go, oh, Real Madrid or Man City, no chance. We want to batter them,
I do not
right?
want to play against Vinicius Junior. Yeah, no, thank you.
Mate, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you
really
much.
enjoyed that. Lovely to meet you
Appreciate
as well. I think you need to go and find the dogs, mate.
Let's go.
I can't even see them anymore. I'd let Ned go, but I think he'd go.
Yeah, maybe don't do that.
Go, don't you? Sorry, yeah. And don't forget, you can watch the best UEFA Champions League game every Tuesday on Prime Video. I'm going to go help him find the dog. That was good.